Hey now, Kevin Purdy, Advisory Board Member here at Symmetry Financial Group. Today, I want to share with you Symmetry's system, process, and culture, so you have a better idea of who we are, what we do, how we do it, how we get paid, and who we're looking for. Symmetry Financial Group was founded in October 2009 by Casey Watkins, Brandon Ellison, and Brian Pope, with the intent to share the wealth of opportunity that lies within the $7 trillion market. Their goal was to show agents who partnered with Symmetry how to earn both time and money. Isn't that what we're all looking for at this point in our lives? To have more time and to earn more income? If you look at Symmetry like an axle, the marketplaces that we work in are like spokes coming off that axle. So in 2009, when we started out, we primarily focused on mortgage protection insurance, which could consist of term insurance and whole life insurance. And as we've grown throughout the years, we've added more spokes, more product lines. For example, critical illness, disability insurance, fixed index annuities. Nowadays, people's number one concern is outliving their income. Is that money going to be there when they're 85, 90 years old? Index universal life insurance. And in 2019, Symmetry Financial Group added debt-free life. Debt-free life is intent to help people get out of debt in 9 years or less without spending any additional money on a monthly basis to do that. Think about it. If you were debt-free 9 years from now, how would you feel about that, knowing you would be debt-free? Would you be excited about it? Would you want to share that with family and friends? Absolutely. And in 2019, Symmetry Financial Group finished up with over $122 million in sales. Our goal in the next 5 to 10 years is to grow into a $1 billion company. We have the platform, we have the distribution. Now we're just looking for the right fit to help us grow that distribution and duplicate leadership.
One of the critical things when you look at any business is who's running it and who's at the top and what do their actions do, and do their actions match what they say their intent is. And hands down, I have yet to see the owners and the leadership in this company do something that isn't in the best interest of the agents and isn't exactly what they said they were going to do.
The founders of the company are an inspiration. They had a dream, they got together, and they built just a fabulous company. I have the utmost respect for them and all the leaders and mentors here at Symmetry.
In business, it's important to understand your marketplace. Is there room for growth? You need to find products that are priced for profit, priced for sale, that gets used up and needs to be replaced. So Symmetry understands that there's over 87 million households, and 7 out of 10 of them require 2 incomes to live on. And people's largest asset is their ability to earn an income. So think about it. If you can't back your car to the driveway and go to work, or all of a sudden you lose your job, how does that affect your lifestyle? How does that affect you paying your bills, making sure everything's cool in the gang? 51% of foreclosures are caused by death or disability. Have you ever experienced a family member or a neighbor or a friend that passed away and now all of a sudden they have to move out of their home, or got hurt and couldn't go to work to make the money to pay the mortgage payment, and their life has just turned upside down? 37% of Americans have nothing saved for retirement. There's over $14 trillion in consumer debt. Who do you know who's in debt? How would you feel if you were debt-free? You'd be fired up, we all know that. And the average funeral costs over $10,000. So Symmetry, we target these marketplaces, we target these consumers, whether it's through mail, over the internet, over the phone. So we're getting responses back that people either think they have a problem or know they have a problem. And they've reached back out to us with over 15,000 responses, or in the sales world, we like to call them leads, that go back to Symmetry. that we know these folks need some help. So who we're really looking for is a person that likes people. Do you like helping people? Have you ever found yourself in one of these situations where a family member passed away and the whole family suffered from that loss? That advocate, that you can be a good communicator, have that passion to help people, and get paid while you do it.
When I call on, clients that ask for help, it puts it at ease because we kind of eliminated the whole awkward situation, the awkward who am I? It makes it more serving. I can help them. They identify they have a problem. I can share with them what I know, what I practice, what I'm trained and licensed to do. So it makes it way more noble than just having to chase people and, make it important to them.
So in a $7 trillion industry, there's companies out there that make products to protect consumers. And they have a choice to make. How are they going to get their products in the hands of the end consumer? So one way insurance carriers do this is they hire what we call captive insurance agents. Back in the 90s and the Pearl Jam days, I was hired as a captive insurance agent out of college. And my job was to help protect consumers with that insurance carrier's products. The difficulty is the products were limited because I was only working for one insurance carrier. What did they do? They spent a lot of time and money training me on their processes and their products. Where I really suffered from helping people is I was limited in product lines. So I ended up sometimes having to find a certain product that might not be the best fit for a person to try to protect them. Well, as the insurance industry has grown and matured over the years, there's a different way they're looking at getting their products in the hands of the end consumer. And one way is to decide to partner with a company like Symmetry Financial Group. What does Symmetry Financial Group has is we have the know-how, which you could relate to the systems in place. We have the training, the process, how to do that. We have mentorship. Think about it. A lot of us growing up as kids, we played sports. What did we have? We had a coach, right? So we have this coaching here that can help people have success. And also we have the leads. So Symmetry has put in the time, the energy, and the money to generate leads where people either think they have a problem or know they have a problem. And so we spend our time and money and we invest in the agent. And then that agent goes out and sees that consumer. Well, going back to gym class, remember when you were picked as the captain and you had to pick a team? Looking out over the gym, would you see a lot of kids going, pick me, pick me, pick me, right? Well, insurance carriers are a lot like the kids in gym class. They make these products and now they're looking towards us at Symmetry and saying, hey, listen, we know a couple things. One way is we can spend a lot of money on advertising. Whales jumping out of the water, sponsoring a golf tournament, flying a blimp over your house, with the hopes that when it's time for you to pick a financial product, you'll pick their company. But Symmetry understands, and insurance companies are seeing the value of this, is that when an agent goes out and meets with Mr. and Mrs. Jones, the consumer, and they like that agent, they trust that agent, they'll buy from that agent. And it doesn't matter if there's a blimp over the house, if the agent says, I believe the best company for you and your family and your goals is maybe Mutual Omaha, or it could be American Amicable, or John Hancock. Those are just a few companies that Symmetry partners with. We partner with over 50 insurance carriers that we have behind us to help protect the needs of the consumers. And in 2019, over 122 million in sales. These insurance carriers are looking towards us and saying, you know what? It's cheaper to go through this distribution rather than going this distribution.
The work we put in here at Symmetry to become successful is you have to have massive action. It's all about your activity. The more activity you put in, the more resources you have, the more money that you're going to be able to bring in, but most importantly, the impact that you're going to be making on these clients' lives that you're actually out there helping.
Put in as much activity as you need to make the income that you need to make to provide for your family and reinvest back into your business. And that's not just a set number, that's just you do it until you reach that goal, and continue to do that every week. Don't stop, because the consistency is going to create the momentum.
One of the things I love about Symmetry is mentorship. In this cash flow quadrant developed by Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he gives us a great illustration of how Symmetry fits into the opportunity to grow a business and to give you more time and freedom, maybe with your family. In the upper left quadrant here, the E stands for employee. What's important to employees are security. How employees make money is they have to trade their time to earn that money. It's you times a job equals income. In the lower quadrant here, the S stands for self-employed. What's important to self-employed folks is control. They essentially own a job. They might make a little more money, but they have to still trade time. So these two quadrants here, how you earn income is based on temporary. You're only as good as your last sale. You're only as good as your last paycheck. And the upper right quadrant here stands for B, business owner. What's important to business owners is systems and processes. They understand maybe 1% of their effort times people or times processes and systems equals income. They're dealing and working with leverage. And the last quadrant, I, stands for the investor quadrant. They understand if they invest their money is going to work hard for them, not necessarily them working hard for their money. A good example of investors we see on TV is Shark Tank. They have their permanent income. This side we have permanent income coming in, and they're looking at other businesses for processes and systems to see if they can get more investment and more profits out of those. So with Symmetry, we all come in here in the S quadrant, self-employed. So now you don't necessarily have that boss. We have the processes and systems to help you reach your goals. One of the things we do here is figure out what are your goals? What are you looking for? And how can our system, how can our recipe help you get that? So some people are looking for some part-time income, healthy 6-figure income, 7-figure income, and that's growing into the business side of the quadrant here. So with Symmetry, giving you time, but following that system is going to lead to success.
So mentorship is important to my success because in the past positions, I never had somebody actually show me the way. And here at Symmetry, we go into business for ourselves, but we don't go into business by ourselves. And by having somebody that you can lean into, that can help point you in the right direction, there is really no value that you can put on that having someone to lead you through that it's vital.
Here at Symmetry, we're paid through different avenues. One of the first ways we're paid is based on volume. Where volume comes from is premiums. The average premium that a homeowner pays an insurance carrier for protection is $85. Times 12 months is $1,000 in annual premium volume. The insurance carrier will pay you on that volume. Producers here at Symmetry start out on a 70% contract level, which would mean a payable commission of $700. It's very common for new producers to place an average of 8 applications a month. Sticking with an average sale of $1,000 on a 70% contract level, your payable commissions would be right around $5,600. Agents who become proficient at helping protect families bring more value to the marketplace and get rewarded by the carrier with increases in contracts. 6 to 8 months down the road, it's common to find producers on a 90% contract level, placing roughly 16 applications a month, averaging about $1,000. That means $16,000 and 90% of it is payable over $14,000 in commissions. Symmetry has an opportunity for professional career producers to earn up to 120% contract levels. So you can see here, average first year income can range anywhere from $60,000 on upwards to over $170,000 in commissions, with career producers having an opportunity to exceed over $300,000 in income. Results might vary, but we know if you follow the processes and systems of Symmetry, if it works for us, it can work for you.
The benefits that Symmetry provides here are truly uncapped income, more control of your time, self-development and business ownership, and those are huge to us. So, some companies you can go in and you can replace a six-figure income, but you can't, you really can't have that freedom of time or that self-development and growth along the way.
When you come into a business and you're in a place in your life where at 54, I still didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, I was losing hope. And when you start to lose hope, things can spiral quickly. And Symmetry was a safety net for me. Kevin Purdy was a safety net. I'm grateful to this day that he was able to have the courage to introduce this business to me. And I feel that the greatest thing about this business is paying that forward to other people and helping them regain that hope so they can fulfill their potential.
The second way we're paid here at Symmetry is what they call spread. Insurance carriers have been paying spread for over 100 years. I drew two world-class examples here of how spread affects insurance agents. So you have your insurance carrier and your consumer. The insurance carrier, what do? They make insurance products and they want to put coverage and protection on the consumer because that consumer is going to pay them for years. Okay? So we have a process in place where those products are going to get in the hands of consumers. And traditionally, the agent who does the majority of the work will be paid less commission than the folks that barely did any of the work. Whereas in Symmetry, we flip this upside down, similar to an hourglass, where you have your insurance carrier with the products and the money and the consumer. The people involved, Symmetry, insurance carriers contract through us, and we work with these agents to help them put protection on the consumer. When that happens, the agent who is closest to the sale will receive the majority of the commission, and the people farther away will receive less. So you have a team of people within your hierarchy that have a vested interest in helping that new agent have success and protect a client. These folks here don't make a dime unless this person makes $1. They get more of the commission, as opposed to the old little part of the ice cream cone. That agent doesn't get much at all.
Since we started our business here and became agency owners, we've done over $700,000 worth of business in 1 year, and we've had phenomenal growth not only in the business actual numbers side, but also the growth of the agents that we've brought on board, helped coach and train and mentor, and the new friends that we've created along the way as well. It's been an amazing ride.
We've grown, we've worked really hard, we've recruited, started out with just a couple of people, and now we have probably 40 agents.
So you notice here we've been paid different ways. One is volume, the other one's spread. But the other nice way Symmetry Financial Group rewards us is through ownership. Yes, ownership. By helping enough people, whether it's clients, whether it's agents, your agency can grow, and Symmetry Financial Group, with their promotion guidelines, will reward you with documents showing that your agency that you put in that hard work to build is yours. You own it. You designate a beneficiary. If you should pass away or get hurt, that agency can be transferred to your loved one. It doesn't go back to corporate. You decide who it goes to. And that's what gives you control. That's what gives you that freedom, that time, that system-driven permanent income that so many of us are looking for that really can help us in the future.
One of the ways that Symmetry, owning a Symmetry business, is different than the businesses that I've owned in the past is that with Symmetry, I have a passive income. I build an agency that has consistent income coming in, where before owning a business, you have to be there to work your business on a daily basis.
So what have you learned here today? Hopefully who we are, what we do, how we do it, how we're getting paid. But you know what else? Is our culture. That's something we haven't talked about. Culture eats competition all day long for breakfast. And when you look at Symmetry, our culture, we were voted one of the fastest growing companies out of Inc. magazine 4 years in a row. Entrepreneur magazine ranks us one of the best cultures to work with 2 years in a row. You can see that you get to work with people who you like, who have the values you share, who have a vested interest in helping you become successful.
Personal growth and developing yourself as a leader is really the mainstay of what Symmetry is all about. We want to develop people that can help others, And so we have to grow and become better and stronger mentally and business-minded wise to be able to help those people. They've developed a culture here where everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to help everybody. And because of that, that eliminates a lot of the negativity from corporate America and a lot of the negativity that I had on in my own business, my lawn and landscape business. So Symmetry's created a fantastic culture where everybody can thrive.
One of our popular core values here at Symmetry is we like to have fun and get stuff done. A nice benefit working with insurance carriers in Symmetry is they reward us with trips. These trips could be places like Hawaii, Costa Rica, Spain, Italy, just to name a few. Where do you want to go in your life? What trips do you want? How much time do you want with your family? How much income do you want in your bank account where you could impact the lives of not only your family, but others? We'd like to talk to you. Who are we looking for? Hopefully you get a good idea through this video of who we are and who we're looking for. We'd like to chat with you to see if you have the right vision, the right coaching, the right communication to really make a difference not only with your lives, but with Symmetry Financial Group.